disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fits, Kicks, and Flixx, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Tuesdays, you have CTE with Chris, Los, and Trav. On Wednesdays, it's Fits, Kicks, and Flixx with Gene, Mike, Joe, and Angel. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Internet Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's going on?
Man, it's a pretty chilled out week. The weekend was nice. I got a big family, so we were celebrating my birthday and little man's birthday, who is today. Happy birthday, Aiden, 9 years old.
Okay.
And that was my
birthday.
weekend, man. Yeah, just continuing the celebration. And I turned 40, he's 9, and it's good.
That's sweet, man. That's sweet.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
What about you, Kenshin?
Are we talking about the weekend?
Yeah. Your weekend, week, whatever. How was it?
My weekend was good, man. My weekend was real good. I pretty much just chilled out, do what I normally do on my weekend. I just relaxed. My week is not going good. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not even like it's a bad thing. I'm just like today, man. I went to the gym and I didn't feel good before I went to the gym. I was supposed to go at like 6 or 7 a.m. and I woke up and I just wasn't feeling good. I said, nah, I'm gonna stay in bed. So then I was kind of like BSing on if I was gonna go all day or not. I went and got a haircut and I was sitting down, and then you know, like you guys remember, man. I started sitting down, and as I'm getting a haircut, my barber's talking to me, and I'm off in my mind, and I'm like, man, this dude's gonna beat you because you're taking a day off, man. You can't be taking no days off. You know better than that. So after the haircut, I was like, all right, man, let me go to the gym. I have to go lift my weights today. Bro, I'm lifting weights. I did like the basic, like what I normally start at, and that was just giving me issues. Like my body just felt weak. I felt like I had no strength. So I'm just pissed, man. And then I was supposed to train at night. I told my brother I just wasn't feeling that good. My brother's the one that kind of like talks the sense into me. So he was like, listen, like you ain't training tonight. You've been doing like 2 a day, 3 a day workouts. You're like the hardest worker we know. Like you need to relax. Like you got to rest. And I was telling him, I was like, man, but then this dude thinks that they're going to be better than me. And I got to outwork this person. And he was just like, listen, everybody gets a rest day. He was like, your body.
Sometimes you got to just listen to your body, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like the worst person with that because I'm like a workhorse. I really believe in working hard. So like literally I was sitting down and my brother was like, go get some food, relax. So before we do the podcast, I'm usually training from like 7 to 8 o'clock. I'm just looking at the time and I'm like, I should be doing like my movement drills. And it's just so hard for me to stay seated. But yeah, man, I need to kind of just chill out a little bit because my body is starting to tell me I'm beating it into the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, especially in this climate, man. I mean, because if you're around other people and they see you not feeling good, the first thing they're gonna think is COVID. They're gonna keep their distance from you.
Oh yeah,
it don't even matter, man. You can have allergies. You can't even cough 2 or 3 times in a row out in public. You cough 2 or 3 times in a row, people gonna look at you strange. I mean, I know I do it to people. I'll give you 1 cough, but if you cough a second time, and I damn sure gonna move away a little bit. If you cough that 3rd time, I'm gonna just slide over a little bit.
I'm gonna go over this away.
Yeah, man. I'm not gambling. I didn't have my shots and everything, but I'm not playing when it comes to this, man. I still wear my face shield and mask. So.
But they're starting to lift all the restrictions everywhere.
Yeah, they are. They can keep doing it too, and I'm gonna keep wearing my mask. For the time being, because there are a lot of people who aren't planning to get the vaccine. And they can easily get it. If they don't have to wear the mask They don't want to wear the mask. They're not going to wear it. And they're going to still go in the stores. They're going to still be doing X, Y, and Z. And they could easily, get the virus. And they can still pass it to us, and we might not get as sick as some other people. But you never know. Nobody knows everything. We're not going to know everything until, 10, 15, 20 years from now when we able to look back on everything and, see what happened,
Yeah. And then also the worst part is I had to sit through this damn movie, man.
What'd you say in the chat? You hit the nail on the head in the chat.
Yo, I said this movie looked like a mashup between Zorro, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You were not lying. That's the first time I heard that ever, and that's almost dead on, man. That is just so crazy.
I was like, what the hell am I watching, man? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is one of. I guess we can get into it now. I mean, I really did not want to talk about this movie. I really didn't. I didn't. I mean, it's not even. It's not even. It wasn't even that I did not like the movie because I don't. It was just all right, but there was just nothing to the movie. It was just a movie, and I don't even. It didn't even seem like it was made for theaters. Like it seemed like a made for TV movie. Or it should have been a television show or something. It didn't seem like a regular movie. So
movie.
What'd you say, Angel?
It seemed like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it had that kind of feel to it. It just didn't seem like it was made for a theatrical release.
And there's so much more they could have done with this movie.
Yes,
because if you follow any of the TV shows, any of the comics, when they go back in time or when they go to like rural Japan, there's so many stories they can tell. They can show and tell the Turtles like witnessing the clans of Shredder and Splinter's clan, fighting each other. There's another story. One of my favorite stories, one of my second favorite characters, I might butcher his name, but I think it's Osaki Yojimbo. And he's a rabbit who's
Usagi.
He's a rabbit who's a Rowan samurai. And he walks around and he's a really good character. They did none of that. They give us this piece of crap Domino and some weird looking dude with guns. It was just crazy.
Yeah. So, I honestly don't even want to talk about it like scene by scene like we normally do.
Just going to be another Street Fighter? This going to be another Street Fighter episode? We're going to everything but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Honestly, this movie was actually better than that Street Fighter movie.
That's the problem.
It was better than Street Fighter. It's damn sure better than Double Dragon. It just had nothing to it,
If we find a movie worse than Double Dragon that we watch, we might have to quit the whole podcast.
Oh man, I
just don't know. That's our standard right now.
Oh, if we ever find a movie that's worse than Double Dragon, I'm going to have a meltdown on the podcast. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. I'm going to melt down because that was a bad movie, and I'm going to be. I'm telling you now. Also, I refuse to watch a bad movie twice. So if there's something that's worse than Double Dragon, I'm not going to watch it twice. No. So that means I'm not going to have any notes for it, and I'm just going to get on and just bash the hell out of the movie. Now,
what's the one you and Mike did with Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, or the before that one?
It was Way of the Dragon.
Was it Way of the Dragon or the other, the weird one with Bruce Lee eating weird food and stuff?
Yeah, that was Way of the Dragon. It has two names. It has Way of the Dragon, and then it's also called Return of the Dragon.
Okay, Double Dragon, better or worse than that one?
I'm going to say
worse.
Yeah, I'm going to say worse.
I think so too. I'm just checking your range.
Yeah. I'm going to say worse.
Don't you dare disrespect Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris like that. Don't you?
Listen. Okay, go back and listen to the way they
killed it. They
killed that movie.
We did. We killed it.
For what that movie is, I like the movie, but yes, I understand what they were talking about. So I'm just trying to gauge where we're at here. Okay, Double Dragon is our one. Double Dragon is our one, -10, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? In that movie, The Way of the Dragon with Bruce Lee, I've been seeing people post memes saying like, now I understand why Bruce Lee was acting crazy because he was drinking Hennessy. And I started Nah, listen, let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna say this now because I'm gonna tell you, as I was texting you guys, I had so many feelings. I was about to start taking notes to tell you guys how I felt. It wasn't even notes on a movie, it was just how I felt. Yo, when I saw the first couple seconds of the movie and then I saw them do the time swap, I'm gonna tell you right now, I felt like Gene, I felt like Splinter should have looked and should have said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat you." How everybody just saw him at that point. Splinter looked crazy. Like what they did in costume, I was like, I'm more afraid of him. Like,
no, you know what? Between the 3 movies, every movie Splinter started looking more and more like a puppet.
Yo, he looked terrible. Oh my god.
Splinter in this movie looked like he should have been one of those animatronic things at Chuck E. Cheese. He didn't look that. I mean, that was ridiculous. What they did. I don't understand. Like the other 2 movies were successful. Why would you switch up? I mean, I don't know. They just.
When I saw him, I literally was like, "Yo, throw some hot sauce on these dudes because this movie's done with it. Like it's his ass. Like it's over." I was really sitting there and in my Gene voice, I was like, in my Gene voice, I was like, you know, we had 2 people like you before, Danny and the other boy. Don't let me eat your ass now, because I'm on a roll. It was bad. To me personally, like, to be honest with you, like, I just felt like the movie had no substance. Like, I'm watching it and like even the karate, like I think the most karate aspect of it was in the beginning when Leonardo throws like machine gun kicks in a circle. I was like, oh, and like he wasn't even doing nothing. I just felt like this movie had no substance. It was just tough, man. Like what are we watching? Like it honestly felt like they were trying to tell a story, but they were leaving out all the important parts. They were just like they're like tiptoeing around the story, and I'm just like, this sucks, man. Like get little Yoshi, get him out. Like I don't want to see this, man. I don't want to see it.
When the movie first started, I remember being in the theater when this movie came on, and when it started and the turtles were dancing, that's when I knew the movie was going to be bad. I knew that. I remember being a kid and I was like, oh no, because think about it. The other movies, it starts off with them fighting. This movie starts off with them dancing. They were dancing and doing weapons forms. That's what they were doing. Weapons katas. That's what they were doing. And when I saw that, I thought, oh no, this is about to be bad. This is about to be really, really bad.
Hey, Gene, did you notice that Leonardo did that Christine Banner Rodriguez move?
No, what move?
Dropped into a split and she threw like the sword out. Yeah. Yo, when I saw that,
I saw him do that, but I didn't think nothing of it.
When I saw that, first thing I thought about was like, oh yeah, this is definitely like Hossam Pak someone, because that's a straight up Christine Banner Rodriguez move right there. Like that was like her go-to move. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, these guys, they're just killing me.
Yeah, she would do that and then into a kip up.
Exactly. I was like, this is terrible. You don't understand. I almost shut the movie off when I sent that first text message, bro. When I sent that first text message, I almost shut the damn movie off. I was pissed. Like I told you, I already paid $2.99. I was like,
I watched it Sunday night, so
I saw it Sunday also. I saw it Sunday, and I watched it again last night because last night I said, okay, I should probably write some notes. And I started watching it, and I did not write any notes. I was like, I'm not writing notes to this. And I didn't even finish watching the whole movie the second time because I was just like, oh, this is not good. Like, there's nothing really to talk about except for, how plain of a movie this was, The idea of a scepter. Oh, man, you bro. Yeah, we can't hear you. We're losing you. We see you.
That's probably a real good point you're making, Angel, but we can't hear it.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. You were going in and out. Go ahead.
No, so what I was saying was, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is for all the fans out there. I'll just be completely honest. When I know we're watching a crappy movie, I watch it either the day before or the day of because I can't watch it twice. Because I'll be like Eugene, like I'll just shut the damn movie off. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not watching this shit like again. Like this is terrible. I can't. Can do it. Go ahead.
It's really challenge is really hard. Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about what we can with this movie. Okay, so April is getting ready to go on vacation, and she stops by to see the guys before she goes. She went to a flea market to bring some things that she bought for them, since they can't go on the vacation with her.
That made no sense to me. I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Like, you think she should have took them?
No. No.
That would have been more interesting.
They're just gonna throw on their trench coats, their big hats. They're gonna go.
They're gonna Scooby Doo it. They're gonna be like, Granny just got a nose job.
Can you imagine them going through and through security and having to stop at the TSA agent? Like, he's going like, I have to check you guys. You know, what's this on your back? Like, what is this? You know,
before I even say anything, you know what's funny? I think they were gonna fit in her suitcase, and she made it seem like they were gonna like be in her suitcase.
Yeah, she said something like that. I just kind of rolled my eyes when she said
my
it.
suitcases are full enough.
Yeah. She said that. I rolled my eyes when she said that.
Now, what I was gonna say was, so the flea market, like, I don't know about you guys, like, if you guys got flea markets over there, but like a flea market where I'm from, like, you don't get those things that she got from a flea market.
No, well, I mean,
you can get all kinds of crap at a flea market.
Yeah, you can. Well, at least the ones here in Michigan. You know, think about what she got. She got Donatello a radio. She got Leonardo a book. She got Raphael a hat, and she got Michelangelo a lampshade. I mean, you can get that stuff. The only thing that you probably couldn't get was that thing that she got Splinter, that scepter. But you can find weird things.
But that's more like an antique show or something.
Yeah. And they have those at flea markets. At least when we used to have Gibraltar Trade Center here in Michigan, they used to have those different little antique shows and, card shows and comic shows and all of that stuff there. So it's possible. But my issue, if they're going to do a movie about time travel, a scepter, like, and lightning comes out of this thing and grabs you and then pulls you back in through time, right?
That shit was almost as bad as the lightning that came from Street Fighter.
Bison was powering up the scepter.
But when I was watching, I was thinking like, okay, I can understand them going. I really couldn't understand, but for this movie, okay, fine, I can understand them going back in time. But when it comes to them going back home, like, how do they know? Like, how do they know not? Just immediately go into 1986. How did they go right back to their normal time? Like, how do they know? Like, somewhere in through the fabric of time, they were trying
to explain that by saying weight displacement.
Yeah.
So Donatello was trying to give an explanation, but it was a really crappy explanation.
At no point in between 1603 and 1993, when this movie happens, or before that, there's no other time multiple people are standing around this scepter anywhere in the world.
Exactly. Because
they could have easily popped into some other century easily.
But tell me that Kenjin and April were the same size. They weren't. And then the four guys that came through, the guards, they weren't nearly any of the same size as the turtles.
No. Because the shell should have most definitely added more weight to the turtles.
I know they should have had like 4 sumo wrestlers come through.
Yeah. That was pretty that was just downright stupid. It really was. I would have thought they could have came up with a better device to use to, have them travel back in time. Anything other than that scepter. It could have been the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I was just about to say.
It could have been anything.
Turn the subway car into a DeLorean.
Yeah, anything. Bill and Ted, they had a phone booth. That they used. That looked like something that would have been in the Turtles' hideout, a phone booth. That they could have got in. It could have been anything else. So, like you said, April goes back. and she is in 1603 in feudal Japan by herself. She doesn't. And that's another thing. Okay, so it's selective on what clothing goes back with you or forward in time. Like everything, like this goes like your shirt, your pants, whatever. But your underwear, you're gonna take your underwear to the time you're going to.
Hey man, this is PG rating, okay? This isn't Terminator rules.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if they did that, all they had to do is just the camera could have just been on their chin and up, you know, if they did that, you know.
Speaking about Terminator rules, how come I never saw her body?
Whose?
When the girl was in Terminator, the third one.
Oh, you're talking about Summer Cloud?
Yeah, I never said that. The camera was here. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're saying you wanted to see her, but you got to see only Arnold Schwarzenegger's butt. That is pretty terrible.
That wasn't a fair. Not just saying that. You just had.
It's not. You're right. You should write someone about that.
I mean, no. I have the internet for that now, man.
I'm saying. I didn't even think about that. What was that? Terminator 3?
Yeah, 2003.
I think the Turtles 3 will be very, very jealous that you guys are talking about Terminator 3 at this time.
Listen, we already said we know what this is going to be today. It's not going to take much for us to get distracted.
We're doing a podcast with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're way off. Man. We're way off.
So I instantly thought when April went back, everybody that was around should have been scared of her, especially when her radio went off, her headphones.
Yo, that was the funniest scene to me. I swear to God, that was the funniest scene.
They should have been scared. Like, can you imagine somebody coming from the future, our future, and they have something that we can't even comprehend, you know? And they look different. Like we would have been a little bit standoffish. We wouldn't just be right there. She
explained it to him. She explained like, "Hey, I shrunk 3 men and put them in this thing," and he says, "Shrink me in there and put me in there next."
Yeah, I mean her saying something like that should have had her put up on a stake and burned at the stake, because then they would have thought, okay, yeah, she is a witch.
Hey,
honestly,
again, this movie sparked up so many thoughts that I shouldn't have never thought about. When I saw her say that, I thought about my old history class. I was like, damn, imagine they would have threw her in the river and said if she sinks, she's human, but if she floats, she's a witch. Like, what? Whoever came up with that shit, man, that makes no damn sense. I swear, our history is so messed up.
Yeah. I never heard that before, Angel.
Oh, you never heard of that? Oh, that's like witch lore 101, man.
So up where I'm at, I'm near Salem, Massachusetts. You know about like the Salem witch hunt? You ever heard about that?
Yeah,
I heard of it. Yeah.
So that was like the final determination was we'll throw them in a barrel. They put them in like a barrel, and they throw them in the river and ocean, whatever. If they sink, they're human. If they float, they're a witch. I was like, who comes up with that shit? If they float,
but either way, they're dead. Right. She's a witch. She survived. Burn her ass.
That's what I was saying. She floats,
but then if she sinks, you're like, oh well, she wasn't a witch. Well, she was telling the truth. Too bad.
So when I saw her say that, all I thought about, I was like, man, whoever came up with that rule was such an asshole. Like that's just ridiculous.
Well, the other thing they would do then, like, you know, because I would get in a fight with my wife or something like that and be like, you know what? I'm done with this chick. She's a witch. Now I'll just go drown her ass and I'll get a new wife.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what they would do. People would do that.
And then what was
I don't like you. Oh, you're a witch.
There was another person that supposedly anytime someone walked by her, they would like.
Yeah, they pretend like they were itching or something like that.
It was something
crazy.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah. So
y'all done talking about witches? y'all not gonna give the Turtles 3 no respect. I see that now. The Turtles standing on the sideline looking like, what's going on? It's our movie. Okay, so April goes back in time. The Turtles somehow Donatello figures out, you know, what happened, and they figured out how to work this scepter.
So, do you guys think it was weird? Why did they have the scepter in the war or in that battlefield fight? Did anyone else figure that thought that was just ridiculous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that she came in and they didn't show that part, but she came in and took it back.
No, but I'm saying
No. He's talking about when the Turtles went back. The scepter was at the battlefield because when they went back, they took over the honor guards. So why were they riding around in a battle with the scepter?
Kenjin said there must have been a battle afterwards because it should have been with the priests. But he said these are the honor guards, so there must have been a battle, and the honor guards ended up with it.
Why? Yeah, why bring the scepter? That didn't make any sense. Like it should have still been in the temple. Like,
I was so lost when I saw that. I was like, but why? Why?
No, because I think the girlfriend had started something while they were figuring things out back in '93. She had started something after April was hung up. She had come in and started something and probably tried to take the scepter, and then they ended up probably trying to remove it or something like that and keep it away from her. Who really knows?
Oh yeah, I didn't know, man.
They just kind of bibbity over that one.
So Michelangelo goes and he gets Casey Jones to pretty much protect Splinter in case the Japanese guys. I don't know what he thought they were going to beat him up or.
It's Splinter. He ain't doing. Ain't no one taking him out.
Nobody's going to touch him. He's a rat. And these people are coming. They already should have been scared to be in the time that they were in. When you have things like TV, you see a talking rat. I wouldn't have been looking forward to the future if I was those guys. They got big rats that can talk. People are in the TV. They're wearing weird clothes. I'm quite sure that it smelled because they were in the subway. Well, not actually. They were in the sewer and under the subway.
Yep.
And those people came from, Raphael said it was nice. The water was clear, the air was clear, and now these guys come and they're in the sewer
to that New York smog. The cars. Oh God, it's terrible.
That's not to bring up Back to the Future again, but that should have been like a shock to those guys. Like how when Marty went back and in 1985 was just completely fucked up. Yep. That's how those guys should have been. Like they should have been like, what the hell is going on? Like what is wrong with the future? Hey, it is what it is. So they figured out how to go back. Casey's going to stay and protect Splinter, and then the Turtles will go back. And like Angel said, when they go back, they're on the battlefield and they have the scepter. They get separated. Michelangelo, I don't know why was he backwards? They didn't even explain that. Like
just for comedic relief. Who knows?
Yeah, they did that a lot in this movie. They did that a lot in this movie, and it wasn't necessary. It's like if they stop trying to be funny and just let it happen organically, I think it would have been a little bit better. Like the jokes and some of the silliness that was in the first movie was okay because they didn't overdo it. But in this movie, they kind of overdid it. They walked up to the line in the second movie as far as almost overdoing the jokes. This one was, I don't know. And it just didn't land to me.
No, it really didn't because I feel like they went full on goofy. And it's like, it was a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
I feel like watching a TV movie.
Yeah.
Michelangelo's riding his horse backwards, and he eventually gets knocked in the head and taken capture. Now, the girl that hit him, what was her name again? You guys remember?
Mitsu.
Okay.
Sounds like a soup.
It did. It does.
Get my Mitsu soup.
It does.
It's delicious.
So she was able to knock out Michelangelo, and all of her friends gathered him up, and they took him in. They had him like in a house, right? And I was thinking, like, how come he just can't break out of this house? It's wood. He's a ninja. He should just be able to reverse punch the wall, and
I don't think he was looking to escape. I think he was trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
I mean, I would have thought that he was, I don't know, man, because he was looking around. He was looking around when he was in there, and when those guys came to bust him out, he was standing at the door waiting for him. I don't know, man. It was just weird. It was just weird to me.
Maybe he had a concussion.
That was probably so because he did get hit in the head.
He got hit hard.
Yeah, he was awake. He looked at Mitsu and then he passed out. So yeah, maybe he just didn't have his wits about him at that time. And Michelangelo, this movie kind of seemed like it was a Michelangelo movie a little bit because the first movie was Raphael centered. Yep. The second one was Donatello centered, and this one seemed like it was almost like a mix between Raphael and Michelangelo with this movie.
They never got it right. It should have been Leonardo all the time.
What, for every movie?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
The number one. He's the leader.
Well, the animated movie they did was Leonardo centered, and it was
a great movie.
I like that movie. Yeah, I always heard that it was supposed to be connected to these three movies. Also, I could see that too. And you got anything, Books?
Nah, man. Just keep going. Keep going. I'm good. Just keep going.
Angel's just here for the ride today.
Okay, so let's talk about the family problems. Okay, so Kenshin is the son of, what was this guy's name? Lord Naga?
Oh,
Noriega?
Lori Naga, something like that. I don't know. Whatever that guy's name. The Lord, the boss. We're gonna call him the boss.
I thought they called him Damio. Damio.
I don't see that in my notes here. And then there was another guy who was a weapons salesperson, Walker. He was someone from England who was trying to trade weapons for gold. I was wondering, like, where did he get those weapons from? I don't think that was the first time him doing business with Lord Norinaga, but for some reason it seemed like Norinaga did not want to do business with him because he waited to buy his weapons.
I thought it was just because he was white.
Oh, man,
I swear to you, it's not even. I'm not even trying to make it like a race thing.
We cannot take no white man weapons.
Oh man,
Come on.
That has nothing to do with me talking. That's not my voice.
Angel, come on.
No, listen, I'm telling you this because I know back then, if you look at any, I don't even want to say like Japanese movie, like samurai movies, like that is like always the biggest thing. It's like they, to them, they're foreigners. So like any foreigners that come in, they don't ever trust them and they don't respect them, right? Like,
they're also stuck in their ways of, the way of the samurai and all that stuff.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think it was just because they were white. Like, they look different than them. So because they look different from them, they're not gonna... I
think they consider it weakness to say, oh, we're going to take your powerful guns over our training and our sword fighting.
So here's a serious question for both of you guys. And I really don't know the answer to this question. So there is a battle going on. There's a war between two separate organizations, tribes, whatever. We had Lord Norinaga, and then we had Mitsu. Did they ever explain what the issue was, what the problem was, why they were fighting? Because I don't know. I completely missed it.
I thought it was that the two families because Kenshin was with Mitsu, and the two families could never be together. Like the father was trying to avoid him, like, because if you look at the social classes, right? Obviously, the social class is different. Like Mitsu was a different social class than Kenshin. So
that's the thing. I don't think they ever explained it, but that was my guess.
That's what I thought. I thought it was because he's rich, she's poor, so he couldn't get with her because she's poor. That's what I thought. Because
that means a war has to happen?
Well, I think he rules with the iron fist, and the common folk are like done taking it. So she revolted against his rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the main issue was.
They never explained it. They never really came right out and
That's what I
said
got out of it.
Another
A and B. Like, here's the issue.
another hole in this movie.
Oh,
That's
there's all
basically-
kinds of holes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I was like, I was always lost as to why they were fighting, and also to me, it seemed like Lord Norinaga, whatever that guy's name was, like his crew, like he has samurais. Like you can't handle all these people. The common people, like you really have to deal with Walker to get guns and cannons to deal with these people. Like he was.
They were dealing with the people just fine until the turtles showed up.
Okay, go ahead, Books.
Have you never heard of the old fables from back then in feudal Japan? How the common folks would like, no, man, never mind that. I'm not gonna waste.
No, tell me. Go ahead.
Because a lot of that's connected with like a lot of
like the
karate weapons.
Yeah,
yes, I know that part. Yeah, I know that.
So back in feudal Japan, like that was like that. I don't want to say that instance, but in terms of why wars were started, it was almost around like it was always like higher social class, almost like kind of like picking and bullying on lower social class. But it was because the lower social class, they wouldn't take it anymore. So they would eventually get their weapons. That's how like size and everything started coming together to being used. And that's why I say I think it is possible they were giving, samurais a problem, because like back then in feudal Japan, like the person that was out there, doing the rice, they would all of a sudden start to stab someone with a sai. Mm-hmm. And if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure that's how ninjas start, like how like ninjutsu and everything started, was those were people that were like fighting for the rights of the common folk on top of being paid assassins. But yeah. So that's what I say, like that's why I said like that wasn't like that to me wasn't off. Like that seemed pretty like congruent with history. But in terms of like what the actual problem was, they never said it. That's why I said they danced around a lot in this movie. They just danced around everything. They never like just like blunt. They never simply said what it was.
Yeah, and also this next part that I'm about to bring up. Okay, so when the turtles get back, actually when the turtles before the turtles get there, we see a scroll and it has the turtles on the scroll. So eventually, at some point in time, they never explained this, but we don't know if the turtles actually went further back in time, because Lord Norigata, whatever, the Lord, I can't say this guy's name for nothing.
Lord.
Whatever, this Lord had ancestors, and these ancestors came up against the turtles, and the turtles defeated him. So the Lord said that, they're back. They took out my ancestors. Now they're going to take me out. But they never explained, like, was it the turtles that we know, or was it some other turtles that went back and did that? What do you guys think?
I swear to God, if there was other turtles, I'll get pissed, man. I swear to God. Because you want to know why? No, because we talked about this last week, and I said this. I never understood how, because if that's the case, like, why is this ooze so special now that we're creating lifelike turtles that can talk and do all this extra stuff? When in 1500, 1400, we had a turtle that could ride a horse. That doesn't seem off. Like, to me, it does. They're over here calling them kappas. And you know what, man? Don't even get me started on that.
Hey, maybe we're thinking too broad. Maybe we need to be thinking wider, like Marvel multiverse. Maybe there's a planet of turtles.
Well, the turtles did, and we're about to get off Turtles 3 right now, because did you ever see the movie Turtles Forever?
Which one is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie, it wasn't in the theaters, and it wasn't like a special video movie. It was like a cartoon. You know how sometimes they'll do the cartoon shows will have like a 2-hour movie. Well, they did that sometime. It might have been in 2006 or 2005 or something.
That one. I think I watched that with the kids.
They did.
Okay, and they talked about there is a Turtles multiverse. And
yeah, there is.
Yeah. So you guys did see that. Okay. All right. And I like how they did that. That was the first time I actually saw on television them talk about any type of multiverse. And I thought that was pretty cool how they did that. They were saying that, all of the turtles from, every other variation of them, they're in their own reality. They're in their own timeline, and they kind of all came together. I think the turtles that came out in that time in the early 2000s, they ended up meeting up with the turtles from the 1980s.
Yeah.
And that was way better. That should have been Turtles 3. That movie.
That's the thing.
Movie was very good.
They have content that they could have used for these movies, and they just went rogue.
This reminded me of like DC whenever they try to make a movie. And they got like they literally have like the format, all the comic books in the world. Literally, you don't even have to write anything anymore. Just follow the comics, and you have a movie. And
yeah, but DC's biggest problem right now is they got too far behind Marvel, so they just were trying to play catch up.
Yeah,
no,
but you know what, man?
That's not the problem.
What's the problem?
What's DC's problem?
DC's problem is Warner Brothers.
What?
Yeah.
That's
no, you're not wrong.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's people in Warner Brothers who have an idea what they want to do instead of letting DC tell the stories, and the writers and the directors tell the stories that they want to tell. And DC always comes in and changes everything. That's why we have 2 Justice League movies.
Yeah, you're right. The Zack Snyder's cut, because you know what? It's funny you say that, because I don't know. I think it was for Justice League. Halfway through the production, they changed the director, or like
but that was because Snyder had family stuff.
Yeah, I think his daughter committed suicide.
Oh,
so he did. The movie was kind of almost done, and he had to step away from the movie. And they hired Joss Whedon to come in and finish it, and he reshot the whole movie because that's what Warner Brothers wanted him to do. And they cut out a lot of stuff that made the movie make a little bit more sense. And a lot of people were upset with the movie.
Yeah, but that's Zack Snyder's.
The first movie was garbage.
That Zack Snyder's movie is 4 hours.
It is.
That's nuts, man. That's like I have to watch that between 3 days.
Yeah, but of course
it goes by faster than you think.
It does go by fast, but you know what? It would have been edited, but it would have been edited now for theaters if Zack Snyder had originally did it. But I still think he would have kept it making more sense than what Joss Whedon did. So, but like I said, it's a lot of stuff. Like if you really read all the different articles and the different things that people are saying, it's Warner Brothers, man. It's them. And honestly, what DC needs, they need to have someone who is like a Kevin Feige is to Marvel, like somebody who is in charge. And I run this studio.
Yep.
They don't really have that with DC.
So I'm wondering, does Disney still own DC?
Marvel, Disney owns Marvel,
but they owned DC at one point.
I
thought
they wouldn't let that go.
Warner Brothers owns DC. They've owned them since like the 80s.
But I thought, so the reason why I'm saying that is because I could have swore that Disney bought like DC and Marvel and Star Wars, and everyone was going nuts. And then I thought that's why DC left. Something happened. But now, do you think that Marvel could face the same problem with Sony?
What do you mean with Sony? What kind of?
Because I felt, obviously because of COVID, this pushed back a bunch of movies' release dates. But before COVID, they were pushing back the new Spider-Man movie because Sony kept saying something about Tom Holland, and they were trying to like mess with the storyline and the plot.
Their contract ended with Marvel. But okay, so in the early 2000s, Marvel was they were pretty much bankrupt.
Yeah, they were tired.
So in order for them to get money, they licensed the rights to their characters to these different companies for them to make movies, so they can get an influx of money. So when they did that, they gave they licensed the rights to Spider-Man to Sony, and X-Men and the Fantastic Four were with Fox, and that helped their business out a little bit. Now, when they did that, they kind of messed things up for themselves for the times that we're in now. In the event that Sony ends up getting bought out, so let's say Comcast decides to buy Sony, because Sony is not doing good, and I've seen a lot of rumors that they're going to get bought out. If they get bought out, then the rights to Spider-Man go back to Marvel. If anybody else buys them, so I know they're looking for that. But I mean, it might be cool if Disney buys Sony anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will. I think it'll be somebody like Comcast that does that.
Gross.
And then Marvel will have all their characters back, under
That's
one
great.
house, and then they can, but right now they're playing nice together. People were upset when the contract for Spider-Man ended a couple years ago, and they were just going to do their own Marvel universe with Spider-Man characters, and people got upset. They got on social media and were complaining about it. And then they decided, and then Tom Holland also said that he wanted to continue to work with Marvel Studios. So then, all the sides talked, and they're going to continue forward. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they got big plans for Tom Holland. I can't wait, man.
And once again, the Turtles are, sitting in the background waiting, like, are they ever going to get back to us? Anyway, let's get back to these guys. Oh, man. So the Turtles, Raphael is enjoying being in the 1600s. Looks like Leonardo is also. Actually, all of the Turtles. Would you have wanted to come back if you were them? If you see that you can walk around, you don't have to be in hiding. You don't have to live in a sewer. People are accepting you. Would you have wanted to stay there? Either one of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel whenever I go back to Puerto Rico. I never want to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was the Turtles, I definitely would have went back and got Splinter and said, guess what? We're going to go back to 1600 and stay there.
I don't think they would have been ready for him, though.
Splinter?
Ain't nothing in those stories that a big-ass rat was going to.
Listen, Splinter's chill, man. He'll be like someone's grandfather.
I tell you what, though. You know what? They probably would have been they would have been more scared of Splinter, but as soon as he started speaking Japanese, they would have been all right with him.
There you go.
Yeah, I would have most definitely wanted to go back. So the Turtles go back, and then they finally help out. What's the girl name? April. April. So they get April, and now they have to find Michelangelo. They eventually find out that he is in the village, and the village is being attacked by Walker and his guys. They go. Michelangelo's already out, and he's fighting those guys. He even goes into a burning hut and rescues a little boy named Yoshi. I don't know why none of the other guys tried to help. They just kind of just stood back and watched.
They were like, fire.
No one tried to help Michelangelo, and I thought it was weird that he actually was able to get out, because when he came out, it was like flames was all around the inside. Like, how did he keep himself from like catching on fire? I saw that he wet a cloth or something, a rag, a towel or something, and then he took it in there with him. And when he came out, the little boy was wrapped up in it. I would have thought the little boy would have been more closer to Michelangelo than he was with Raphael, since Michelangelo saved his life.
Yeah, right.
So the little boy was the brother of Mitsu, and his name is Yoshi. He has a little attitude problem, and Raphael.
That's why him and Raph got along.
Yes, and Raphael talked to him about his temper. Now, during all of this, Michelangelo loses the scepter. So now they have April. All of the brothers are back together, and they cannot figure out how to get back. So Donatello decides that he's going to build another scepter. Do you guys think that thing would have worked?
No.
Nah.
I don't think so either. Like how he didn't know what made it work.
He needed like a priest or a warlock or someone to put the voodoo on it. So
something like they never explained like why this thing even works. Like, is it magical? Is it like scientific? Like how? Like what is this thing? How did these people even get this thing, the scepter?
Who knows?
And why did they even want to? You know what? Somebody obviously had to have used it before, because it was hidden. It was hitting in that like a statue or something. But
maybe the Turtles hit it there before.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. Like that whole thing was just too weird, man.
They don't explain nothing in this movie.
Yeah, they really didn't. So Lord Norinaga decides that he's gonna purchase the weapons. At first, he was going to give Walker silver for the weapons.
So silver and some silk.
Yeah. But then he changed his mind, said he wanted gold, because I guess he figured, like, I see how desperate you are now that these demons, these Kappas are here. And I don't understand why nobody was scared, especially when you see you can't beat them up. But still, nobody was really deathly scared of these things. Go ahead. Somebody say something.
People are a lot tougher, apparently, in rural Japan, 1600s.
I wish I would have had their type of mindset.
What do you guys think about Casey? Casey was chilling out with the Japanese honor guards, and also
I was glad to see him back. I think we should have got more of Casey. I think leaving Casey out of the second movie was a mistake, and it was nice to see him back, even for just a couple scenes.
What about his doppelganger? Back in 1600s, there was another guy. They never explained if he had any type of relation to Casey Jones. He's just somebody who looked like him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It made me start looking at Casey Jones differently. Like, you better start doing something. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started looking at him different. I was like, I don't know about this guy. Hey, it pissed me off when April said Casey, and he didn't say nothing back. I want to be like, you dumb. Oh, I really don't want to say the word, but you know what I was gonna say. Like,
well, she could have been thinking like, well, I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a few, months or years or whatever. This is where you've been. I'm here. Obviously, I'm here. There's a chance the same thing could have happened to you. So I didn't get mad at her when she saw that guy. I mean, he looked just like I would have did that if I'm in a cage somewhere and I see somebody that look like you, Angel. I would have been like, Angel, is that you? Is that you, Bugs?
Bugs! Uncle Gooey, help me out!
Is that you? Is that
Get
you?
me out of here!
I am not doing. If I'm in a situation like that, especially in Japan, if you see someone like me over there, there's a problem. Like, that should not be.
It's gonna be a problem if I'm back there too. I think it's gonna be a real problem.
Let me tell you something. If I saw you back, if I saw someone that looked like you, I'll be like, Yasuke, the African samurai, get out of here, man.
Yasuke.
I would. Nah, man, for real though, like when she said that, I got pissed. I was like, you know that's not him. Like,
yeah, so that guy's name was Wit, and he actually worked for Walker. He was not they didn't that's another thing. They really didn't explain so much. They could have did so much better with this. They didn't explain where he was from, who he was, anything. They just kind of threw it out there like, oh yeah, I sent him there. He works for me. Did you even like the character? Like, we didn't really get to know the character much. Did he even interact with the Turtles? Did he even interact with the Turtles? Like, what was the point of him? Yeah, I don't think he did either. He was just looking.
I could care less for him.
Yeah, that could have been left out of the movie. Like, that had no purpose. I guess they just wanted to have the actor that played Casey Jones, at other parts, since he was only going to get a small part. Watching the Japanese guys back with Splinter.
Well, you know what? They should have gave him a wet willy.
They did enjoy those wet willy.
That was so stupid too, man. That was just so stupid.
Oh, you know what? You might get mad at me, but I don't care. At the end of the movie, that dude.
Go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead.
He said, "Wet willy, wet willy, wet." Yo, I swear to God, man, this movie was so corny. Oh my God.
That was really bad.
Hey, so for everyone watching, man, listen, this is what happened. We get towards the end. They end up.
Oh, he gonna go out.
The cannon almost took out Lord Norinaga, right? Okay, they shot a cannon, almost took out Lord Norinaga, right? After that, the dude, Captain Jack Sparrow, he ends up running around. He turns around. As he's about to leave, he leaves Tweety Bird. He goes back and gets him. They run.
Who's Tweety Bird?
Wait, who's Tweety Bird?
Yeah, who's Tweety Bird?
You talking about Shmee?
His little bird.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, he had that little bird. I thought you were talking about his the dumb guy. Shmee.
That's who I thought too from Captain Hook. I thought that was Captain Hook's little guy. That was the same. He was the same character.
I totally was.
He's the same character. Yeah. So, continue. Wrap this movie up, Bugs.
Yeah. So he's running away from the turtles. Right after that, so this is what got me mad. He threw the scepter and said, "You thought I was gonna make it that easy for you." That scepter was in the air. It looked like for 5 minutes. You would have thought the scepter threw across the whole. He threw it far when he only threw it maybe 10 feet, but it spun 10 times. Mikey catches it. The turtles create a chain so they hold each other. They pull Mikey back up. Casey Jones, doppelganger, the weird dude, he ends up cutting the little cannon pole. He shoots a fire. I don't know where they got this. A boulder on fire. It just so happened to miss the guy, hit the thing that he was trying to get away from, and he died. He fell right in the ocean. After that, then there's time for them to go. Somehow Donatello knew that everybody was getting near the scepter. Then once they did that, Mikey wanted to stay.
Yeah,
he wanted to stay. Eventually, Leonardo said he would stay, but then April and Donatello said he couldn't live without a microchip. Then they said, "Let's get back. You guys are brothers." Then Leonardo said, "Okay, fine. We'll stick together." Raph said, "Okay, fine. Yoshi, you stay tough. Watch your temper." He gave him a high 3, not 5, high 3. After that, Michelangelo, man, that boy was in love. He was trying to stay with me too.
But he already knew that was Kenshin's woman. He knew that. He didn't care.
Kenshin ain't got nothing on Michelangelo. Come on.
Listen, once you get a turtle, there ain't no going back. All right.
He's gonna say, "Mitsu, why don't you come in my shell? Come on."
There's plenty of room in my shell.
He said, "Come in my shell." That's right. So, anyways,
yeah, you can take that any way you want to take it.
So, anyways, Mitsu basically tells Michelangelo, "You're in the friend zone. I'll always remember you." I have
pretty much. Pretty much.
Michelangelo's kind of like, "Damn, this sucks," And I felt that from Michelangelo, right? Because I've done that long distance thing. That sucks, man. When you gotta leave, you just look like, "Damn, man, I'm gonna leave you, and you don't know what's gonna happen after." So I felt something. Then he is wasting time giving her some nunchucks for no reason. Then April, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raph are saying, "Come on, Mikey." He ends up missing it. This is what pissed me off. He misses it somehow. The 4 of them end up in New York, but one person from the honor guard is still there. Mm-hmm. Mikey is still in feudal Japan. Mm-hmm. Somehow he climbs up a ladder to get out of the sewer to go somewhere with that scepter.
He was gonna go back to that place that Casey Jones had him, that bar. That's where he was gonna go. And
then next thing you know, down comes Michelangelo, and the scepter is fried. It's burnt. I don't know what happened. That was the dumbest ending. And guys, that's
what are you talking about? You forgot the most important part about Splinter.
Oh, I was getting to it. I'm about to say. So then Michelangelo says his heart hurts. He felt like someone was kicking him in the shells, like what I did there. Then he ends up saying he'll never laugh again. And then Splinter, I don't know why. This is where they messed him up. They threw the lampshade on him. And he says, "Yo, dude," and he makes Michelangelo laugh. And then what did he say at the end, Joe?
Uh-huh.
And that
he did his Elvis impression.
3. And that is everything but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. That was terrible. And look at that. He did that. 59 minutes, 12 seconds. God damn.
I'm glad you did the ending, Angel, because I really didn't. Well, I really wasn't even paying attention, so I barely remember any of that.
He just watched it, so
yeah. Now, Now, listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. We were not gonna keep talking about the whole battle. Yeah, they battled. They fought. You know, like always, the turtles ended up doing their thing. Yeah, whatever. It's the end. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah,
It
was no really good scene like to really talk about or.
There was not one fight scene that made you say, "Yo, this is great." Like you didn't see that.
And the stupid part is, you're fighting samurai with swords, so you can actually have fight scenes where you don't have to stab somebody, but you can disarm some samurai. You can use a nunchuck against a sword. You can use sais against. Leonardo can sword fight some people. There's so much potential, but instead it's like, oh, kick, punch. Here's a bell that drops on top of you. Whoopee.
Yeah, I bet if they did that, if they made this movie now, I think they would have done a lot better job.
Oh, someone's losing an arm.
Someone's.
You want some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle R-rated style, Mortal Kombat style?
It's just I want to see Leonardo go to the dark side. Actually, that was part of the comics too, wasn't it?
No, not that I know of, but I mean, it could. I mean, the Turtles have been around since I think 83 or 84, so that is possible.
I could have swore he went rogue, but actually, now that we're talking about it, let me ask you guys something, because this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related. Have you, Gene and Joe? I haven't read it yet, and that's partially my fault because I didn't keep up with it. Have you guys read the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic that came out, the Ronin?
Rowan?
Yeah, I know of it. I know about it. But I haven't read it yet. I haven't had time. Like, I've been really, really busy. I'm far back on a lot of comics. I have not read anything lately.
So if you guys know how to get it, no.
I know how to get. I have no idea. Yeah, I'll talk to you
because I want to. Because I'm pretty sure I heard it's Michelangelo, so I would love to read it and see how it goes. Michelangelo's my favorite, like I told you guys. So all right, let's give our grade. I'll go first. I'm gonna give it, and this is me being nice right now because I just want to get it over with. I'm gonna give this movie a B-.
Oh,
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect it either.
I'm gonna give it a B-.
That's too high.
That is too high.
That is way too high.
It's really a C-.
That's what I'm going to give it, a C-. Like, I don't know why you saying.
And see, I was going to say B-, but I'll give it a C+.
Yeah. Okay. So it has a C. Like it has potential, but I don't know what they were thinking when they did this movie.
They didn't want to make no money. They said we're good.
All right, let's wrap it up.
The funny thing is, they probably did make some money.
I'm quite sure they did. I mean, because people are going to go see it, and it's a kids movie, so of course a parent is going to go, but also the kids are going to go also. So I'm quite sure they made some money. So I don't think it flopped at the box office. They probably the reviews are probably bad about it.
Oh, they're probably terrible.
Yeah, that most definitely. They're probably luckily they didn't have social media back in the day, because this movie would have got killed on social media before you even had a chance to go see it. Like that after that first week, the numbers, it would have been bad after that.
Oh, I'm sure it would have.
Yeah. Books, did you have any idea of what you wanted to do next?
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you guys two things. One, I meant to, and I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to make a Google Calendar sheet, and we're going to, we know what we're doing. But after this, I'm not watching no more damn kid movies. So everybody that's listening, we're going R-rated, and we're going.
Wait, hold on. We there are two other movies that we should watch that are kid related. We don't got to do it now. We definitely don't have to do it now. But I do want us.
What do you want to do?
I want us to eventually watch the Three Ninjas. I want to see that, and I also.
That was. See, listen. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. Before today, it was Three Ninjas. After watching that, I'm not going to do this.
We need a break. That's fine. So, but I do want to watch Three Ninjas eventually, and I also want to watch Surf Ninjas. Yep. Both of those movies I have not seen since early 90s. Okay. I have an idea of those movies. I know I like both of those movies, but as far as I don't really want to go into the sequels unless you want to a long time from now. But I've want to just watch the first one.
Are we not doing Michael Bay Ninja Turtles?
Nah, I know what I'm tired of Turtles.
I'm right there with you, man.
Okay.
Listen, if we're gonna start doing old movies, the new ones, we'll save them for later on. We can
No. We can go back to. I don't want to watch not the kid. I want to see something good. I want to see a good movie next.
So, but this is my thing. What three ninjas do you want to do eventually?
The first
What
one.
three ninjas do you want to do eventually in the future?
The first one.
The first one.
The
So
first one.
You don't want to do the one. You don't want to do the one with Hulk Hogan?
Oh, shut the hell up. Come on, man. Stop. Let's be serious, man. Ain't no way in hell we doing that. Ain't no way in hell I'm doing that.
All right, man. So what we'll do is.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I like the one with Hulk Hogan. Listen, all right, so hold on. So I'm going to tell you why I like the one with Hulk Hogan. When I say it to you, you're going to realize that it's actually a good idea. The one with Hulk Hogan doesn't have all the extra sound effects. That's why I like the one with Hulk Hogan. It doesn't have like the big. That's the one at the amusement park.
I know that, but is that the fourth movie or is that the third movie?
I think that was like the third.
I think it was the third.
The fourth one was when they go to Japan.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yo, that one was good. I like that one. That one was good.
I didn't even.
That nurse was serious. But that one, the fourth one was good because they actually go to like a karate tournament.
Were they grown? I mean, they were starting to get big. Is it the same characters?
No,
is that the same
characters.
Okay.
I don't think it's the same characters after like the first two.
Well, the second one didn't have the oldest brother.
The second one was like the Wild Wild West one, right?
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. I just don't think.
What are we watching next? I'm curious.
Yeah. Go ahead, Books.
Pray for Death.
What the hell is that?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, y'all don't know what Pray for Death is?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you guys what happened. I'm gonna give you guys.
No, just tell me what is it.
I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis. I got you about it. So
I'm looking it up right now.
This was the movie that started the ninja craze. That started American Ninja series. Everything. Pray for Death. It is with Shokasugi. He is one of the most. He is right now one of like the leading stunt devils for any karate movies. He has like his own stunt devil academy. He is amazing. This movie, Pray for Death, is an amazing movie. It has drugs, it has death, it has killings in it. It's
1985. This looks great.
Listen, in all seriousness, you guys will like Pray for Death. The reason
this dude looks like a Ninja Gaiden kind of.
So this movie
look at him, man.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
You can't see it. Sorry.
No. I know what it looks like. So Pray for Death, honestly, is one of the best. If we're looking at a pure ninja movie, it's one of the best pure ninja movies. No subtitles. It's in English, so we're good for that. But when you guys see,
I watch anime. I can watch subtitles all day.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys though, this movie, I'm gonna let everyone know now. It has it's like death. Like it gets dark. So it's good though. It's good.
Like Ninja Assassin.
What happened?
Ninja Assassin.
It's kind of like that. I mean, he did this, but I'm gonna tell y'all, Pray for Death. Pray for Death. That's what we're watching.
Okay, I'm interested because I've never even heard of this movie, so I don't even know what to expect. I never heard of it at all, I don't know what's.
Have you ever heard of American Ninja?
Yeah.
So this movie is what started all of that.
I never watched it, but I heard of it.
So all right, we're eventually gonna watch American Ninja because that was a part of like the big craze when ninjas came out. But yeah, man. Also, by the way, I know you guys already did this before, but for anyone out there on Netflix right now, Best of the Best is out. That's always a good movie to watch. That's pretty much what I did today.
You know what, man? I cannot find Best of the Best 2 anywhere.
Me neither.
I cannot find
right
it.
After you all did Best of the Best, I looked for 2 and I couldn't find it.
Yeah. I have it on VHS, but I've been looking for the digital one to have, and it's not on Amazon. I'm like, why is this movie not on there? Actually, I've been looking for that movie and G.I. Joe the movie, the animated movie. I've been looking for
the
both
anime,
of them.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, the anime, not the live action one. But even though that Snake Eyes movie, did y'all see the trailer for that?
We're gonna watch that. We're watching.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool.
That is karate, and if y'all don't know, Snake Eyes, the person that does Snake Eyes was Jet Li's choreographer in all his movies.
No, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so we're watching Snake Eyes. We're watching that. All right, that's on list.
All right, cool.
Tell y'all about that. But yeah, for Best of the Best 2, I have an illegal website we can go to. So I got
it just can't be just saying. No, he just being silly. He don't really mean that. Angel don't look at any type of illegal sites. What is this guy talking about, man? We trying to get sponsors, and you talking about. Anyway, I'm about to wrap up our show. Joe, you got anything else you want to say, man? Angel, you cut off. Your mic is cut. You done.
No, I'm good, man.
All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a good week. Stay safe, stay strong. Make sure you check out Inside School with Alex and Jeff tomorrow. Make sure you listen to CTE. This week it was just Trav and Chris talking about the virtual fight tour, so check that out. And if my fellas don't have nothing else to say, I want you all to stay safe, stay strong. Director, play my music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.